Hey everyone, Matt Father here again with something a little different this time. I will be participating in a little tournament that we're calling Winterball, even though it's obviously not winter right now, more of a tradition kind of thing than anything else. But basically this will be the first recording I have of myself basically playing against another human player's team, and then that other human is playing against my team, and at the end we compare the scores that each of us posted against each other's teams, and the highest run differential at that point is the winner of the game. So even if I end up winning my game like 20-0, I could still lose the overall matchup if my opponent did better against my team. So that just adds kind of an extra challenge to the game, and kind of makes every extra run during the game count. Some of the other things that will be different here than are my other set of videos on the Chappie Challenge is that the team strength will be much different, which we'll see as we get into the game. But basically, we did a little auction draft to determine what players each of us would get. So with 8 people participating, we eliminated copies of some players. So one thing I may have hinted at but haven't really gone into is that each pro player in the game has like a girl player that matches their stats exactly, and so we would eliminate one of those, and there's other pairs of identical generic players, and we would eliminate one of those. But despite all of that, I ended up with a very strong team, mostly thanks to some luck in the way that the auction format was working, and I was just able to get in high bids on some of the best players in the game right at the end, and before anybody else could beat those votes. And so I don't know if anyone has also noticed this, but each the generics in the game that we have unlocked the ability to play with, they are represented by the Tony Del Vecchio sprite on this little team page, which is pretty funny. So none of these are actually Tony, they're just my collection of very strong players. And so yeah, we're just gonna get into our game, and I'll go through some of these strong players when we get there. Our randomly selected home field was Du Bois Diamond, which I have pretty much never played at. Looks like we are away at Ekman Acres for our first game though. So I need to get my, so I guess we'll go through their team because it's actually set up as it's going to. I like this. I like them having Jennifer Goodfellow in left field. I'm going to want to hit it out here where she can't cover a lot of ground, but their left fielder and center fielder are both much speedier, so that's a little scary. The actual Tony at first base. For secret weapon, Pablo Sanchez at shortstop. Always solid at third. This is one of the fastest, might just be the fastest generic at second base, so can cover a lot of ground, has a very weak arm though, so if I can ever get the ball to her out here, she probably won't be able to successfully throw me out at first. Matessa is basically a, in my opinion, better version of Angela Del Vecchio. And of course Mike Piazza behind the plate. Then for my team, I need to do a little rearranging, but Derek Jeter was one of the first players I was deciding I was going to go after in this draft. I was able to get him. Wanted to bring Sally in, probably spent a little too much on her, but to be someone tall to have at first base to handle the throws from Derek Jeter. We've got a generic Whitney Singh, not too special, but has strong speed, like a 9 speed, and pretty good all-around player. Then we had one of our super players, Lindsey Felgate, who's got a 10 in batting, maybe not quite all power contact balanced, which was has been a very interesting source of information for a lot of us, that this kind of batting rating is often not super accurate for how well they can perform, but has enough of skew towards power to actually be able to hit the ball well, and of course has a 10 in running. We've got Tina Herrera that we brought in basically just to be our catcher. She's got solid speed and has a good arm. Dante was a last minute addition. Playing him at third base, he doesn't have a strong arm, but my theory is that that doesn't really matter. So I just wanted another fast bat in the lineup, and I wanted to try out Dante, who I haven't really played with in a long time. Our best player out here is Julie Dunkel, another 10 batting and 10 running, but also can pitch and has a good arm, and is actually just going to be our pitcher, I think. And then Francis Bluer, another very strong generic player that will be playing second base for us, mostly so the AI. When my team is defending against the other team, I want this kind of double play combination here of Derek and Francis. And then we've got Sean Green, who will be actually playing in right field because of being a pro player, and will automatically play there for my other team's defense. And so we're just going to start at least with this kind of default setup, which is also what I had, which will also be what I have for my AI defense, is how we would normally talk about that. And then I need to decide completely on my batting lineup, and I think I want to lead things off with Derek and so basically our most likely on base hitter Derek, and then our best power hitter in Julie. And then we're kind of going to mostly alternate between speed and power the rest of the way down the line to give us a fairly good chance of not leaving people on base and things like that. So I'm going to do something like this. Dante, yeah, this was about what I was thinking through. I think this will give us a good chance to get one of my speedier players on base, and then also be able to count on somebody behind them being able to drive them in. Here we kind of get two chances at it with Lindsay and Francis, and they're also just really fast, so we also wanted to skew towards having our best hitters at the top of the lineup, so they will bat more times. And with that, let me go back here. We're going to turn off both play-by-play and color commentary. I feel like it just makes the game take too long, and we're trying to speed things up. I will also be using the little trick to speed up the pitcher wind-up in between pitches.
I hit pretty good for a shortstop, so watch out! Hey, bada bada bada!
And for the most part, I'm going to be staying in open stance, because I really want to be hitting it to left field where they're unlikely to catch it. But I'm going to have to switch. Also, different from at least what our normal season rules are, I will be allowed to use the grounder swing, which we have which we have eliminated normally. And so that does make someone like Dante on my team and that 10-speed player on the other team have a lot more utility than they normally will. So we were both kind of testing this auction format as well as these different rules. I'm also not allowed to use a batting power-up, which I probably would have forgotten if I hadn't actually said it out loud. And there goes Julie showing off her power. Is that a pool shot? Yeah! Alright, we hit it right into the little rubber pool in left field. So, pretty excited to start the season off with a single from Derek, a steal second base, and then just a 2-run home run from Julie Dunkel. So if we can keep that pace up for the whole short season here, I'll have 3 games, one against each other team on my half, or basically a mini group stage, and then the top 2 from each group will then move on to a kind of playoff bracket.
Hey, batter, batter, batter. We want a batter, not a broken ladder. I smell a strikeout.
I really should have just been having her on grounder. It's kind of ingrained into me that I can't do that. But I ended up sneaking my way onto first base, and then we're gonna steal again. And we got there again. So Mike Piazza has a solid arm, but not quite good enough to be throwing out these like really fast players. Lindsay. Let's see if they actually managed to catch this. Looks like no. I don't really have a chance to go anywhere, but at least she got on base, thanks to an error by Mr. Piazza, catcher. In this game in general, catchers seem to have a very difficult time catching those high pop-ups in front of the plate. Swung, I think, a little too early and fouled it off down the line. Yeah, those are some weird pitches. Well, we're probably going to get at least an out here, yeah. But not more than that. This does bring up Dante, who's probably going to put us in about the same situation. Not particularly known for being a power hitter, though I'm probably going to just try that. I mean, we could send her on a steal. Let's see if I can get to third ahead of Mike's throw. Nope, I cannot. Well, ended up working out. Okay, we got there. Okay, now I can pretty much steal second safely. Another strike. Yeah. So, good with that. Now we'll try to get Dante on to load the bases. But not too upset if he just strikes out. Yeah, that's ball. Good excuse, Dante. Good excuse. Alright, so we've got Sean up. I'm going to be trying power swing. He clobbered one for me in a practice game. Ugh. So I know he can hit for power. And not that time. And I'm not going to make the first. Oh well. Rally kind of died out. That'll happen some of these times, but not a bad start either, thanks to the home run from Julie. And with this no batting power-ups rule in addition, I don't really care about trying to turn double plays or anything like that. So I'm basically just going to be trying to throw strikeouts as much as possible. People like Star are pretty good for when you as the player are controlling them, because they are so fast and you're more likely to actually use like a grounder swing and make contact. But the computer, the AI, tends to use, tends to not seem to have figured that out, but they'll do weird things like bunt with pretty fast but also very powerful hitters, like this. Like, none of us would ever really consider bunting with Pablo unless their pitcher and catcher were both slow and had bad arms and you just really wanted to get him on first base. But the computer will do that pretty often with some of the best power hitters in the game. Jane's another situation where this could happen, or she could just clobber the heck out of this slow ball. Apologize if you can hear my cat in the background. I'm not sure how loud he's being. Alright, so got a no-hitter going so far. And kind of the bottom of our lineup, but we'll loop back around pretty quick. So here's where we'll be going with the grounder swing with Tina. And just trying for the best. Oh. Oh, she almost got there. Again, for those of you that haven't played much in a while, you continue to click on the base paths as you're running. You can speed up your player at the cost of stamina. So it's a risk-reward kind of thing. Now we've got Sally up. I've got to do the swing in the middle. Please be a ball. Alright, and I haven't gotten to play with Sally in a while, and I really like her power, but from using line drive swing. Her contact's not very high. She misses a lot and fouls the ball off a lot, but if she gets a hold of the ball, she can do some nice things with it. Caught that bottom corner on me. Stupid game. And now we are back on Derek. I think I'm going to stick with line drive with him. If we want to get... I think that's actually his best chance to get on base, or to hit a line drive home run. Looks like... Yeah, that was a weird one. Kind of a glitch at this and some other fields where if the ball is kind of... That one even looked like the ball was still on screen, but it might have been partially off screen and in fair territory, kind of close to the fence over there. The game will give you a home run. So, solo shot from Derek. He's got just enough of that line drive power to do things like that sometimes. And we're still going to be swinging power with Julie. I've been hitting well with her so far. I mean, gotta make sure I swing it only pitches in the strike zone, but other than that, oof, a little late. Switch to line drive real quick here and just try to get on base. As soon as I say that I'm hitting well with her, I'm off on my timing, of course. I think that's low. Dang it. Testo's pitching a pretty good game so far. I'm not too upset to have 3 runs on the board, but hopefully we will get to a point where we tire her out and can score more runs on a weaker pitcher. And like most players in this league, in this small league, Jennifer can hit the ball really hard. Which she did there, but right at Derek, and also she was very slow and I would have been able to throw her out. Regardless, Cheryl is the Sammy Sosa clone, and actually generally considered better than Sammy just because Sammy has a tendency to have the ball bonk off his head on fly balls to right, and Cheryl does not have that problem. And still has all of his power and is still pretty fast like he is, not like the fastest, but fast enough. But still got fooled by a couple slow balls and a fastball from Julie. And now we've got the pitcher up. Like I said, she's got a pretty good power swing. We're finding it to be a little worse than Angela power-wise, but is still a better all-around player. And might just strike out to the same 2 slow ball and 1 fastball mix. On to inning number 3 with a 3-0 lead. Obviously, I'm not currently in danger of losing to the computer, but I could still be in danger of losing to my opponent, so we'll I'd like to get some more runs in. That was... Man, that's about what I wanted, but couldn't quite get her to first base there. Her grounder swing was a little too hard, where she actually hit it almost all the way to third base. And their third baseman, who I'm not remembering at the moment, they call Franklin. Another generic, seems to live up to their billing as having a solid arm. Lindsay with a nice hit in the center, not a homer, might be a ground rule double, yeah. I'll take that just to keep things moving here. And I could try that steal a third again, but the most likely thing is to just tire out our own player, so we're just going to leave her there and try to get a good hit with Francis. 2 straight balls, just a little high. Good takes. That one looked low, so don't really want to have these two on, so do the taboo baseball move of swinging with 3 balls. I could have made it, dang it. And let's see if I can make some better contact with Dante this time. Like I said, I haven't played with him in a while, and he's got this kind of funky swing, but we would also accept just taking a walk with him. Yeah, that was a good pitch. I don't personally entirely know what I am waiting on, so... Alright, well, we just barely beat out Pablo's throw, so we got Dante to first. I think we're just going to do a line drive swing with Sean. Sorry, I'm ingrained to swing at power-up pitches, because normally that gets you a power-up swing. But in that case, it was just a hard pitch to hit, and couldn't quite get Sean to first base there. So we've run into a little trouble just getting our lineup going and actually scoring some runs here. We'll be back to the Tina and Sally bottom of the order next as well, which isn't completely ideal, but at least we have Julie fielding her position well. And hopefully the team I was playing wasn't able to do much against my team's defense, which I think is pretty good. I think the biggest weakness is Dante at third base, so if I do give up a lot of runs, I'll probably blame him. Especially since he was this last minute pickup. Julie continues to completely flummox the Phillies here. It's probably like considered a sin for Mike Piazza to be on the Phillies, but he played on at least a few different teams in his major league career, so not that big of a deal. I don't think he ever played for the Phillies. And another one down. Yeah, I'm filling in for both Sonny and Vinny this game. I've probably been failing to completely speed the game up, but sorry. I'm gonna try for an open grounder with her again. She hit it right at the pitcher. Dang it. Tessa's got a good arm, unlike someone like Angela, so that kind of gives her nice advantage when fielding. Dang. Come on, Sally, you gotta get that over Pablo's head. He's short. If it had actually gone out into left field, would have had a good opportunity. Yeah, about like that. So we have again set up this Derek and Julie situation. We are going to be once again stealing with Derek first, taking a pitch, etc. Derek, I don't know that sliding in was completely necessary, but it's kind of fun. So should be a ball. We don't care if it's a spitball with her, she's just going deep. Yep. Alright. So, looking like it's a good thing I got Julie and Derek in this auction draft, because they're the only ones that are really doing much for me here. With 2 homers for Julie, both with Derek on base, and then the solo line drive home run from Derek. Whitney, we're going to be trying line drive swings with here. We've also managed to knock Matessa off the mound, and is at third. With being tired, at least for right now, it seems like a good opportunity to try to ground the ball right at her, and then beat it out because it's Whitney. Should have taken that. I think that was a ball too. Nice running by Whitney just to get on base. That was exactly what we wanted with our two of our stronger hitters at next. We're going to go ahead and steal second again, but if it's a really good pitch, I'll probably swing at it anyways. And Mike's throw just takes Star a little off base again, and that's all we needed. Swung too early. It's a good pitch to hit, but just couldn't quite get the timing on it. Didn't know that was going to be a strike or not. And we're going to switch to line drive with 2 strikes. I think that's a ball. Phew. A little off on my timing. A little off on my timing. It's alright, we're working the count. I think that's ball. So, she started. Their second pitcher is already starting to get tired as well. That was a good swing. Let's see if we can get Whitney home. It's going to be close. Alright. Pablo's throw pulled Mike off base, and that's all we needed there. So, nice piece of hitting, and play all around from Lindsay. And now, another of our great customs, Francis. Just trying to get a hold of the zigzag pitch. Almost timed it, right? Like with Lindsay, we'll be swinging power until we get to 2 strikes, and then just switch into line drive to try to make contact. This is going to basically be like a grounder. She'll get to first. They're not quite doing their job of clearing the bases so that Dante can just try to grounder his way to first, but such is life. Does he have like a good power line drive swing? A walk would be very nice here. Two straight balls. 3 straight. We're throwing strikes to my best hitters, and now you're going to walk Dante? Dang it. Not quite yet. But, yeah, got it there. Okay. Well, we're going to give Sean, I believe, is up next. A good chance to, if he can just put a good swing on the ball, preferably hit a home run to really give me the edge here. But we'll switch to line drive with him pretty early on too. Also, if he just draws another walk, we are pretty happy with that. So it'll bring up Tina, not a power hitter, with still bases loaded. Did he get a hold of it? I don't think so. Oh, good effort, Sean. That's okay, man. You'll get him next time. So, pretty good swing, but not quite the distance on that power swing. Of course, makes me wonder if I should have been using line drive, but nothing I can do about it right now. She might actually beat this out. Yep. Too fast for Tina there. And if she is smart, she will probably try to steal second, because I don't think Tina can make that throw either. That was that one of the fastest players in the game, Customs. Man, we almost managed to turn 2 on her and Pablo. Just got Pablo to first. He's actually hard to believe, but yes, he is a little bit slower than Star, so got a slightly better chance at catching him if they tried to steal there, but instead they're gonna actually let us. Thought I had her there. So we still haven't managed to turn 2, but we keep getting the lead runner on their bunt attempts. Maybe this was all just an elaborate way of making sure Jennifer could come up with a runner on base. She is one of the best actual power hitters in the game, just is very slow. So we're going to take these easy out at first and get out of the, it wasn't really a jam, but they were at least managing to get some runners on base, and they counted each of those as hits, even though really only the first one would be a hit in standard baseball practice. I haven't been having any luck with grounder with Tina, so we're gonna try a line drive, although we would also happily just take a walk to get on base in front of Sally. Good start so far. Also with line drive swing, I'm at least slightly more likely to be fouling it off than grounder. Yeah, that's right down the middle of the plate, but we're going to take it. Really would like to just walk our way on base. Alright, and they gave it to us. Wow, look at this, how close in the third baseman was playing on the shift here. The AI likes to kind of cheat like that if you're batting. Well, depends on if you're a righty or lefty, of course. But if your batter is facing to the left, they'll all be over here, and vice versa. Dang it, Tony. That was just mean, man. Yeah. Sally with another solid liner, but right at one of their fielders, unfortunately. I'll be taking this first pitch with Derek, wherever it is, to try to have Tina get away with a steal of second, like we got there. I should have done that before I swung at the pitch with Sally, but it looked really good to hit, and she made good contact. But nice take by Derek there. Okay, they brought Cheryl in from right field to pitch. So now right field is less scary, but that looks like it's just going to be a pop-up out. Unfortunately, it does bring up Julie again, with at least a runner on base. So let's see if we continue this trend of pretty much just scoring because of Julie hitting home runs. Not on that pitch and swing. I don't know what I was doing there, honestly. It at least seems to me that different pitchers pitches take a different length of time to get to the plate, and sometimes that throws me off. So like a fastball from a good pitcher will get there faster than a fastball from a weaker pitcher, or a pitcher with a weaker fastball at least. Man. Alright, only gonna have one more chance, and I'm not feeling all that confident in this score so far. Really thought we would be able to put up more, and that could get hoping in our defense, but can't count on them. And we exhausted two of our best batters there at the end, getting outs, so not in an ideal circumstance to continue scoring a lot of runs, but it's also, no, Du Bois Diamond is going to be harder to score on, I think, but Ekman, not quite as bad, so probably just me. Don't think I am making the best out of the talents on my team right now, but I also haven't seen the opposing score, so I don't know if he was able to do better than this or not. Whitney, I feel like has mostly been doing better on a line drive swing, even with the availability of grounder, and grounding the ball right to Cheryl is basically a death sentence with her arm, so. Of course, her swing may just end up being basically a grounder. It does look like they're playing kind of back further, so they must at least respect her ability to hit a line drive. Gotta hit it in fair territory, of course. I think that's gonna be a ball, thankfully. That is definitely a ball. A walk would be a great way to start the inning off here. Not to be, but... Oh, come on, game. I'm just not getting some of these close plays, unfortunately. I feel real bad if I do manage to homer with Lindsay here. Yeah, about like that. Just look like we're living and dying by the long ball, which is not really the plan with this team of everyone has at least a 7 in running, and several are higher than that, but such as it is right now, I've got 4 home runs, and all but one of my runs from one of those home runs. Francis might honestly be better on a line drive swing, well, especially if I'm gonna mistime things like that. But nice take on a close pitch, gives us one more power swing. So that's another one more power swing. And she'll be taking a walk, which isn't exactly what we wanted. Okay, now we just have Dante up again. But we're gonna have him on power swing. I want to see how much this actually disrupts their defense. And another easy steal of second. I think we're gonna stick with a line drive and just try to make some good contact with Dante. Man, would have liked the ball there, but alright, got one there. Would be pretty happy to bring Sean back up with both of them on base. Doesn't look like that's going to happen though. Nope. Alright, down to Sean, who's been pretty much like Sally, making good contact, but either right at the fielder or some other bad luck. And that'll happen sometimes. You can do some stuff to influence that, like purposely standing in a specific stance, or timing your swing in a certain way, but mostly I'm just trying to hit the ball well. So. It's another case of hitting the ball well, but right at somebody. This time we at least got a little luckier. And we're going to try to get Francis home. We did. Perfect. So I got lucky with an error from Jane in center field. They threw the ball directly to third. And that gave us a chance with Francis' speed to get her all the way there. I'm pretty sure I can get away with stealing even with Sean. Yeah. So this will at least give Tina a chance on a grounder. She can place the ball well, but I don't really favor her chances. Tony makes a nice backwards catch. Alright, well, wasn't a great game, but we added a few more runs there. We'll have to see if 8, while being the away team, is enough to get the win. I won't actually find that out on this recording, but I will provide an update before the next game. Now I've just got to make sure I don't screw anything up while pitching. Not too worried with how things have actually been going so far, but you never know, and even people like Mike have pretty good power if they get a hold of the ball. We might as well be mixing up our pitches even more to try to maximize our chances of them not successfully hitting the ball. I think it matters at least a little bit. Not really a reason to pitch with anyone other than Julie now. And we've got this troublesome speedster Star up for one last, potentially the final at-bat of the game. If Julie fields this cleanly, we probably got it. Yeah. Alright, so 8-0 game. Not our best work, but might be good enough. And yeah, that's it for today. So thanks if you tuned in, and